with Marc Dwyer. I don't know if I should say Esquire or what. I mean, he's just doing everything, but we're going to talk about it today. Going to talk about his hit single with Seventh Element. That's correct, right? I got that part right. All
You
right. So you
did.
guys are my test before we start recording. You ready, Mark? Oh, that brings me. Let's use his song. Okay. You know how I mix it up. My stuff is whatever. Yeah, I think from the top should be okay, and we'll use it the entire time. They give you some stuff, and we'll let people know where to go.
Cool.
Hmm. Welcome to Today with Pastor Jay, and my highly esteemed guest is none other than Marc Dwyer. I want to drop the Esquire and go to. That's your voice, Mark. Wait a minute. What's up with Seventh Element? You've been around for a while. Most people know you as an attorney. They know, oh, he sings in the church a little bit, but for many, many, many years, you've been part of a, I call it an a cappella group. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Called
primarily.
primarily called
Yeah.
Seventh Element.
Yes. Yes.
And just recently, I was going through, Facebook here and there, and apparently I follow you and didn't know it because it popped up on my screen. And I said, oh, let me just listen to this because I see Seventh Element every now and then. I've subscribed to your channel and stuff, and I'm going, oh, I see this. And then I hear these great tunes, and I'm going, uh-oh, uh-oh. Next thing I know, the video points to you. And I'm going, what is going on? Let's talk about what this project you've been working on. How long have you been working on this project with Seventh Element?
That's a really good question. How much time do you have?
About 27 minutes. That's all we got today.
Well, this is it's a story in and of itself. Volume 2, which we're getting ready to release the whole project next month. But we came out with the lead single, Yam Will Be There. We actually, it's amazing when I think about it, but we actually walked out of the studio on June the 30th, 2008, with the first set of recordings for this project.
Really?
2008.
Wow.
We walked out of the studio. One of the members of the group Take Six, I don't know if you're familiar with them. They've only won like 12 Grammys.
Of course. Yeah.
David
Only
Thomas.
only only 12.
Only
Right.
12. Well, David Thomas from that group, he is the producer, the primary producer of this project. And he got with us back in 2006. And he, after the release of Volume 1, and he said he wanted to help, and he wanted to help us to make sure Volume 2 kept continuing to go the way that we were going. And so we went in the studio in Orlando, Fat Planet Studios. And actually, it's interesting. Shaquille O'Neal was there at the same time recording at the
Really?
same time in another one of the studios. Yeah. And we walked out July 30th. He had the whole project at that time. And he was supposed to just go mix, send it back. And we were looking to release it back in 2008. But
But
a few things happened along the way. It wasn't the Lord's time. And while we were happy with a bunch of the songs, especially the ones that they Take Six worked on, because also Mark Kibble from Take Six, he arranged four of the a cappella
wow.
pieces that are on this project. And then their third member, Christian Dentley, produced some of the music on a couple of the songs that we have music on. So, we were happy with those songs, but we still felt like it was missing something.
Mm.
And so we just wouldn't release it until we were happy. And then we ended up losing our bass about 5 years ago. He ended up leaving the country. And so we were left with only six of the seventh elements. And we didn't know what the Lord was going to do.
Right.
But just like with the children of Israel, he guided them around until he was ready. And when he was ready, he brought us a new bass. His name is Dean Dennis. And he is a veteran of a group, Connect Five, from Oakwood College, which they were like the successors, if you will, to Take Six at Oakwood University, where Take
Right.
Six is from. And Dean joined the group, and we were able to go and put these last couple of songs together, including Yam Will Be There.
Y'all will be there, which is a remake, a remix.
Yes, well,
Yes.
it is called a
What do they
cover.
call it? A
We call it a
cover.
cover.
Okay. All right. Get me right.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is when you get to hear the whole project. I think I sent it to you this morning. The project is actually called Volume 2 Covered,
Ooh.
because it is a project of covers of what we call songs of light, songs that weren't necessarily written at the time to specifically to bring glory to God, but they touched on such inspirational points that
Oh,
when
I'm looking forward to this now.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you heard the song called "Man in the Mirror"?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remake that's on it? That's part of the project?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. We,
But
we
that song, the lyrics, it kind of touched. You're right.
and you remember the song "You're the Inspiration" at
Yes.
Chicago?
Yes.
See, when we hear songs like that as Christians, our minds
Thinks of something
took them
else.
to a higher level. So when we were sitting here and saying, what songs would people really probably like to hear a good a cappella that we've never heard before? And so that's what we used as our criteria to pick the songs. And oh boy, I could sit here, I could take the entire 27 minutes, Gerald, but let me just say, we have some guest artists on this project, including, as I said, members of Take Six. David Thomas did the lead vocal on a song called Keep Moving. This is one
Mm-hmm.
of the three original pieces we have. We're introducing a new young man, Michael Sky Jasper from Jacksonville. He sings on our cover of the Stevie Wonder hit "Higher Ground." Right?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yep.
see, see, see how
Got it.
see how
Got
you
it.
can
Got
touch.
it. Got
Right.
it.
And then, of course, the acapellian himself, Namdi Bryant, who is the person that not only did the vocal.
This is a huge project with
Oh yeah.
heavy hitting names. And how does Mark Dwyer just get into I mean, how does this happen?
Well, it's
You know, because you're all right. So everyone's thinking, okay, small town attorney from Flagler County, but that's not you. That's not your case. That's not the case here.
that's my professional
That's your
profile.
professional profile.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
that's. But this is your cover.
this is my cover. This is my cover, Pastor. That's great. Well, this is one of the benefits of getting old, right?
Uh
When
huh.
you're old around long enough, you get to know some people. A lot of people don't know that before I went into the law, I was a recording artist.
Okay.
I was signed to Capitol Records in 1991 with Albie Shore. I'm not sure if you
Oh,
remember him.
yeah.
He,
I'll be sure. Yes.
Al brought us to Capitol Records, and we got signed to a deal. He was the producer. That project never got finished,
Mm.
but a great time because that was right at the time when uh, KC was and
Mm-hmm.
Jodeci was coming out.
Oh, you
And
were in the thick of it.
we were right in the thick of it. In fact, KC did one of the reference vocals on that project that we were supposed to be recording. So one of the songs I'm sitting here, trying to emulate
Right.
some
That is
KC stuff
that's pretty good.
and Case, and so it's an interesting experience. But the project didn't get finished, and then because it took so long to get out the gate, we ended up asking Capitol to let us out of the contract, and we ended up getting signed by Tommy Mottola
Mm-hmm.
at Sony
Yep.
Records in '94. And Dave Jam Hall was the producer for that project. He was Mariah Carey's producer. He produced that song Dream Lover, and so he began working. And again, we just reached a point where the commercial side of the music industry and what we really wanted to do were not meshing. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted to sell albums. We wanted to do songs that glorified God.
I am so overwhelmed right now that the thoughts going through my head are funny to me, but they're probably not funny because I'm trying to mesh the attorney with the guy that sings. And I've known this for years. This isn't like the first time. I've actually been to your church. And that was the first time I was blown away. I heard you sing, and I'm going. But now seeing it, the video and all the work and hearing the years that you've put in the project and how you've always used your life to glorify God, it's overwhelming in a way. And I'm thinking, how do you mesh the two? Do you sing to the judge when you go in there? I mean, because that note that was you should try that one time, especially maybe to the jury.
Yeah, well, listen, if the argument's not going really well, you never know. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
That do you go in thinking, which part of your life? And I know, like you said, that you're an attorney. That's something that you do. Which one is it? All you, or the attorney part is just something that you do?
Yeah, I've always said that I am a minister
Mm-hmm.
who practices law. I don't identify myself as an attorney. I'm just a minister who happens to practice law, and that's always been the case. And I'm a music minister. That's just been a part of my life since I was a child, and I feel blessed that
Mm-hmm.
the Lord has allowed me to use that talent that He gave me And it brings me a lot of joy because a lot of people don't get this and know this, but when you're sitting in a service and the praise is really going well, a lot of people think that the people in the audience are the
Hmm.
ones receiving the biggest blessing. But I'm here to tell you that when you are in the Levite position, when you are leading, you get probably the best and biggest blessing because God is connecting that talent directly from here to there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a living witness to that. Oftentimes, not oftentimes, every time I minister, I'm chuckling on the inside because I'm receiving the word of God. I'm the first partaker,
Right.
and oftentimes the Holy Spirit is ministering to me. Happened this morning on the prayer line.
Hmm.
I didn't realize I had unforgiveness until I started ministering about it today, and I went, "Oh my goodness, Lord, you need to help me with this."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
when the Lord channels
yes.
His Spirit through you, people don't understand, but you get the biggest blessing.
I got the
Yeah.
biggest blessing today, and now I'm doing the biggest part of repenting, trying to figure out how to get rid of them. But I wish I could sing, and then that would be easier. But we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Today with Pastor Jay, and of course, Seventh Element with Mark Dwyer. Mark, when we come back in, there's part of that track that goes Heavenly Father, but I want to advance it. Can you go? You see the video by chance? Advance it to Mark singing. And
That's the second verse.
it's the second verse. Yeah, man, I was blown away. I was, because you're watching the video and you're going, okay,
That's it
just
right
start
there.
at the beginning when you see him.
Right here.
I mean, I'm just done. You guys hear that, right? That's him. All right, you ready? Yeah, just back up. I want to come in from the break on that part. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. And that voice right there is none other than Mark Dwyer. I
Yeah.
mean, Mark, the video, you hear it, but when you see it, it's like, that's Mark.
Hmm.
So let me ask you, are your children, they going, Dad, go sit down somewhere?
No, they
No, really, because my kids, I mean, like they turn my microphone off if I try to sing.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not your case. And I try to dance, they videotape me, want to put me on YouTube and
Mm.
TikTok. Maybe I'm just not the professional. But how are your family embracing this new project?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest blessings, to be honest with you, to watch my children's faces because they're all very musically accomplished, by the
Okay,
way, all three of them,
okay.
and to watch them truly enjoy it and give genuine, authentic, not just the that's good, Dad, so to actually see them have it in their playlist and go into their car and
Wow.
hear it, play. And my son, who he's the most gifted musician in the family,
Okay.
and when he tells me that he prefers our version, like he's gone back and listened to the original,
Mm-hmm.
and he won't ever listen to that again.
Yeah,
Only
I'm not going to listen to the other version. Is there another version? That's the way I'm looking at it. I can't
wow,
wait to hear the entire project.
yeah, yeah. I mean, those are some pretty mean cats that laid down the original. Michael McDonald and James Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some pretty serious dudes, and just to be able to step in their footsteps and I got to do the Michael McDonald part.
I
So
saw. That's what blew me away. I was
yeah,
like, come on now.
yeah.
Go on with your bad self.
That was a lot of
Now what
fun.
Rose thinking? Rose like, that's my guy.
Yeah, yeah. She's
She
she's pretty proud too.
she proud too.
Yeah,
That's good. And your church?
yeah.
Have you been getting feedback from people at the church?
Yes,
This is
yes.
a worship album, you might as well say, right?
Yeah. Our pastor, he went ahead and shared it, and on the first day when we released it, and
Mm-hmm.
when I saw him in board meeting, first thing he came over and started singing, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there," and
No
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, no, they're very supportive. I love my church.
That's super cool. So what's next? I mean, you say you're getting up in age, but you're still young. But are you going to devote more time to this aspect of your life?
No, because it's always been consistent dedication of time. You know, recording takes a lot of
Mhm.
time, and there's 15 cuts on this project, and I
15?
yeah, there's 15 cuts, and I honestly have to say, you know, when we finished and we sat down and listened to the whole project from beginning to end, we got a little emotional. You know, we got a little emotional in the room because to a man, it came out better than even we had hoped. The spirit in these songs, and again, songs that sometimes people never even recognize the spiritual element, like What the World Needs Now is Love.
I love that one.
And I believe one of my favorites on the
Mhm.
project. These songs, you know, and some of them are old songs, but
Mhm.
just refreshed and the spirit brought out, and to connect them to where you know their message is relevant. It's just such been such an experience. So, what I got around to saying is that we're so excited now that we're in a groove. We're already have recorded about half of Volume 4,
What?
which is the hymns project,
Okay.
and
I love hymns.
two of the Volume 3 has been recorded, and now we're working on getting the rest of the arrangements from arrangers for Volume 3. Now, Volume 3 will be the Christmas project.
Can I make a recommendation? There's a song, and of course, it already has Jesus in the title,
Hmm.
but I love it. It's Jesus is Love
Jesus is Love. Yeah,
by
the
the
Commodores. Yeah,
Commodores.
oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, man.
we know that one well.
Yeah, I love that song makes me cry.
We
That's
know
an
that.
awesome song. So just throw that one on the project,
Oh, all
just
right.
kind of
Let me write
get
that down.
get Seventh Element on it. That one is just like, we need that. We really absolutely need that.
That'd be pretty awesome acapella arrangement. Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
See? Uh-oh.
Noted. Noted.
No, noted. Y'all hear that? You hear that?
Look that one up.
So where do all the people from Seventh Element, where do you guys live? So,
We're all over the place.
okay.
One of our members is in Nashville.
Mm.
And one of our members lives in California. He actually goes back between California and
What do they do for a
South
living?
Florida. So that's good. This is one of the things that you know, as a group, we really took pride in is what we wanted to present, especially for African American men, what we deem to be the best, right? Of you know, being an African American man. All of us are professionals. All have been married for more than 20 years.
I like this.
I'm number 2 in line. No, I'm number 3 in line at 29 years, and I'm number 3.
Oh my goodness.
So we're all married, husbands of one wives, all professionals. Obviously, you know what I
Right.
do. Our base dean, he is a beverage manufacturer. He has a unique line of beverages made from hibiscus plants. It's called sorrel. If
Mm-hmm.
you have know any West Indian people, they
Mm-hmm.
know exactly what we're talking
Okay.
about. And so he serves sparkling grape juice and these kinds of things. It's called Scarlet Beverage. So he's a proprietor of that. One of our Element 5, our baritone, he's a nurse. He's a licensed nurse. Element 2, he is a project manager for a pharmaceutical manufacturing medical equipment for
Mm-hmm.
hospital company. um, paralegal,
Mm-hmm.
Garth, Element 3. And Kurt is a graphic designer and an educator in Nashville, Tennessee. So
Wow.
3 are around Central Florida. I'm up here in North Florida. Dean is California, and Kurt is Nashville.
What a phenomenal ministry to have professional black men, like you said, been married to one woman, been married over 20 years. All of you have been, to be able to share that. How do you get that message out to young black men that are coming up now?
Well, we're trying. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
trying, but honestly, people are
Because
the
that,
way.
yeah,
People have to, and you know, our people and the people they touch. Hopefully, will see something that's worthy of passing along to other
right.
people that they touch. But that's the way that the gospel started.
That
So,
is true.
if you know, we can emulate that kind of growth, then to God be the glory.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break because I don't want to get in the middle of something and not be able to get out of it. Got to listen to this. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. People where they can find the project that is on Spotify. If you have a website, social media, any of those things
Yeah,
that they can get. You need a piece of paper so you can,
maybe I should.
yeah, because I always forget everything when it comes time. And I want to make sure they can find your project for you. Yep. How much time I have? Because I wanted to make sure I didn't have 2 to 3. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. I stole a little bit of time. Woo, guys! It's a phenomenal project. 15 tracks. And it's called. What's the title of it again?
Covered, volume two, covered.
Covered volume two. Covered volume two. Okay. You ready? Want to give you a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier for sponsoring today with Pastor Jay. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you so very much for keeping me on the air. You know, if you're thinking, you need to tell all your professionals if they need to buy a house, they can buy remodeling, they got to call Steve. See, he's the money man. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy.
Mm.
So 15 tracks, covered volume two. How do you hear it? Where do you go?
So that's the best part about it,
Okay.
Pastor Jay, is that right now you can go to Spotify
Mm-hmm.
and you can get the track for my favorite price. I think the best price, free 99.
Oh my goodness. If it's free, it's for me. It's on Spotify for free.
It's
Okay.
on Spotify for free. You could download it from Apple Music for those people, Apple folk.
Apple folk.
You can get it there from Apple Music. And of course, our website
Mm-hmm.
will be putting out all things Seventh Element, including the tracks that they can be downloaded individually or as a project. The project is due for release October 22nd
Okay.
right now. And seventhelement.com, the number seven, not spelled out,
Okay. Right.
thLement.com. Will be there. And of course, YouTube,
YouTube.
is another way to hear the music and see, what
How
we
about
put out in video.
bookings? You getting people to start to call you now? You got a booking agent? What's going? I was speaking with someone the other day about your group, and they was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, they serious. That's a serious group." Before this came out.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We do. If you go to seventhelement.com, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the easiest way to just go there, and there are links there that can take you to get in touch with us if you'd like us to come in and bless in person.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you do it. We were spending more of our time, to be honest with you, as I said, recording volume three.
Right.
That's one of the things that I'm just asking the Lord to let me finish before I die.
In volume
The
three,
Christmas
the
project
Christmas part. I love
and the
Christmas
hymn,
music,
yeah, and the
and I
hymn
love
project,
hymns.
volume four. Those are two things that I have to complete.
Well, you're already working on both of those projects
Yeah, we are. We are.
at the
So,
same time. You mentioned that you were in a studio in Orlando.
yes.
Do you guys come to Florida often, or you just fly wherever?
Yeah. Well, our studio is in Orlando. We do have Seventh Element Studios.
Oh, excuse me, guys. They
Uh,
have a studio.
yeah, we've been blessed.
They have a studio called Seventh Element in Orlando. I'm not mad at you. I
The-
think that's amazing.
yeah. So that's where we spend our time together nowadays. We spend our time. We come together and we record. So we do have to do a lot of work on our own because when these arrangers score these pieces, we
Okay.
have to learn them on our own. So we're not wasting time when we come down to record in the studio. But that's been our life for the last couple of years and
Mm-hmm.
will be for the next couple of years. But obviously, if anybody wants to see the group in person, that's one of the great benefits of doing a cappella music is we could just show up
Just show up and
without
just
even mics or anything else.
don't need mics. It don't need a drummer.
Yeah.
Don't need any of that. When you look back over all these past years, what do you say was the most touching experience you've had with the group?
We've had a number of them. We've had some great experiences. I think that the ones that stand out the most to me, honestly, for a lot of people would be, when you're there on stage with certain stars and these
Mm-hmm.
things and whatever. But honestly, the ones that stand out to me more are when we have been able to walk through hospital rooms.
Mm.
And, again, when you're talking about six voices, we don't have to have amplification. We don't have to have, instruments and what have you. There was a time when we were in Detroit, and it was at the Museum of African American History in Detroit, and we actually had gotten up on stage, and there was some technical problem that happened just as we were about to sing, and the audio went out.
Mm.
There were no amplifiers, no speakers, whatever. And we put the microphones down, and we walked to the edge of the stage, and it's a theater, so
Mm.
it's designed to resonate
That's
and
correct.
bounce sound. And we just sang at the front of the stage. And when you saw just the looks on the people's faces,
Mm.
to just hear voices when with the microphones down and the reaction, that was received. That was one that stands out in my heart a lot. And the other one, the most memorable one, was when we were at the Lincoln Monument.
Okay.
Yeah, and we went in, and we didn't know at the time that you couldn't sing,
Sing.
but
Okay.
we just started singing,
Singing.
and everyone in the monument, you're in a granite
I've been there.
hall.
Yeah.
Do you know how
This,
granite bounces
yes,
sound?
it echoes. Yeah.
The acoustics.
Yes.
We just sang, and everybody came around. And the after we finished singing, the park ranger guy came. People saying, "Sing something else." He's like, "No, you guys." The only reason why I didn't stop you is because I think these people would have killed me.
But you're not supposed to do that
Yeah,
here.
you're not supposed to. But what a experience that was.
It is, such a blessing, a free gift that God has given you that you're able to give to other people to share his word and his gospel through music. So I just want to thank you so much for being a minister of the gospel. You do it in not just in what you do as an attorney, but also in life. So thank you so very much for sharing your gift with the world. And man, if I could sing, I'd be dangerous. You hear me? Mark, I'd be really dangerous if I could sing.
Well, listen, thank you for sharing our
Yeah.
gift with the
Oh, I love
audience.
it. I love it. I love it. You guys got to get this album. You got to go to Spotify, Apple Music, got to look up Seventh Element, go to their website, do whatever you need to do, or call me if you can't figure it out. And you know what I say? Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do? You're going to do what Mark and the Seventh Element has always done, use their life to glorify God. God bless you and have a wonderful day. And remember that Yahweh will always be there for you no matter what, no matter where. God bless you. Have a great day.